morning, YouTube folks. This is going to be kind of an odd video because I'm going to stick to the testing. I'm not going to be on camera at all. It is early and I did not get much sleep. My hair is jacked. I am tired. I am not in any mood at all to try to prep myself to be on the lens on the other side. So I'm going to show you where I'm at here. For some reason, my ovulation, for a very, very, very rare occurrence, because 99% of the time I am around cycle day 13, right as rain, and it appears that I have ovulated, and fertility friend agrees, around cycle day 17, I believe is where it's marking it. I'll show my chart here in the video later. I did get my positive OPKs on cycle day 16, as you can see there in the center. And also cycle day 15 was blazing positive. It was clearly very, very dark. The test line is much, much darker than the control, which is normally the day that I would ovulate when I would get something like that. I didn't start OPKs until late this cycle because last cycle was so weird. This is one of them that shows how far negative I was. This is around cycle day 13. So I knew I was nowhere near ovulating. And then I skipped cycle day 14 because clearly if this one is this negative, I am not going to go to 2 equal lines in one more day. So I waited 2 more days or so, maybe even 3. I'm not sure. This could have been a cycle day 12 OPK. I'm not sure. But on cycle day 15, there's that blazing positive telling me I'm going to ovulate either within 24 to 48 hours. Normally when I see one like that, I'm ovulating that same day. But my temps did not say that. But then my chart has been shit, and I'm not even going to lie. It is all over the place, erratic. I will insert it here. All right, pardon the tacky ass setup. I'm getting ready to open the packet. I had to literally sit my phone on top of like a jar of jewelry cleaner because I don't have a clamp. That's going to be my next thing to do. I'm hoping not to have to keep using my phone and eventually be able to get a some type of decent camera here soon that I can just, do like you guys do, the more professional shit. But all right, here's my new Wally World test. Nice and clean. I'm getting a dropper out. I am so tired right now and I'm sweating. I don't know why. It is early. And I'm going to give you TMI symptoms. The last, all of these days, cycle days, like 9, 10, even 8, I've been having cramping. And yesterday, cycle day, or stop saying cycle day. Sorry. 8, 9, 10 DPO. I've been having cramping. And yesterday I had, sorry, I'm going to try to focus this real quick. Yesterday I had actually the faintest of pink when I went to get my FMU sample. 1, 2, 3. And when I wiped after, sorry, it's not bad TMI, but basically those have been my symptoms. And then I had this morning, real TMI, I was super bloated last night. Like, I had my bra on, like, late, which normally I don't, because I didn't know if I was going to be going out or not to meet up with a friend. And I ended up having to unbuckle it, because just sitting on my bed with it, like, the bottom of the underwire pushing against my stomach was, like, really irritating the hell out of me. I was so irritated by it. I'm going to try to set this back down here again, sorry. Because it was a lot more focused and still than me and my shaky hand. So basically I went ahead and just, went with it. And I don't have a lot of recording time left on here, so I'm gonna have to come back, but I did want to do the dye run across. But here's my genism for where your lines should be. This line is falling pretty much like the, I would call, not direct center of that C, but kind of like just slightly above the center of the C. So I'm expecting to see any kind of faint line, or any line would be kind of middle of this T, with the same amount of vacancy from the side to the line over there as over here. So I'm gonna let this go and come back in my 3 minutes because I have very little recording time and I don't want to run out. I'll be back. Okay, so as you can see, don't know WTF is going on with this cycle because my temps have been all over the place, and I am temping it just like I normally do. Nothing different there. I have skipped some days because I've had a half-ass mood as far as taking my BBT and sticking with it, but here's where we're at. Cycle day 16, I still had it what is considered a positive OPK because the lines are pretty close together. Maybe 16 is a hair lighter on the test, but it's really hard to tell, so I still would have called that one positive. So anyway, here on where you can see it definitely went to negative because that right line, the test line, is lighter than the control. That is where my biggest dip was, and then I shot up big time the next day on cycle day 18. So that is why a fertility friend said, hey, here's where you ovulated. So we're going to go with that for 500. Okay, I'm back, and that aside, I'm going to focus on the tests now. I'm not sure how well these will show up on here, so I'll try the super bright annoying light in a second. I started testing actually like cycle day 7 because I wasn't sure whether or not I just had weird temps and had actually ovulated earlier, so I started a little earlier. Well, it's cycle day 7 because of the fact that it's showing me ovulating late, but I'm sorry, not cycle day. I haven't woken up. No coffee yet. 7 DPO. I didn't include this OPK because 7 DPO, I can actually see a second line on there. And it's super dark urine stained. And the urine you see here, that is super concentrated and very cloudy and ugly, sorry. That's about the same kind of urine, but I kind of tinkered around with this OPK and I ended up getting a second line on there that was pretty damn obvious. I'll show it to you just for giggles. Let me dig it out of the can. Just because I love you guys. All right, so there's that one that I was talking about for cycle day 7. You can clearly see there's a second faint line there. Or 7, God, stop saying cycle day 7, Jen. 7 DPO right there. Let me see if my annoying gooseneck light that's super bright will make it show a little better. Right there. There's like, whoa, what the fuck, you know? So I didn't include that one because clearly that would have been like way early if that 17 day DP or 17th cycle day is the correct ovulation day, this one. So that would have been still way ridiculously early to have a second line like that. And I'll tell you, I tinkered around with this one. What I did with it, sorry, my focus is not wanting to work with me this morning. Put it down, Jen, leave it alone. What I did with that one is I actually experimented with just putting a lot of urine. I put on the 3 or 4 drops at the beginning, and then I waited until it had crossed. It was not dry, but it had been well into the 10, 15, maybe even 20-minute mark where the test is still damp. And then I put in another 3 or 4 drops till this well was as full as it can be. Because I wanted to test this theory that if you had HCG in your system, say you put 3 drops and it goes across, now your dye's done its run to the other side. Well, now the test is on its process of drying, but not dry yet, and if you introduced more urine that had the same weak-ass HCG, wouldn't it crossing the test strip again make it go, hey, there's a little bit more, you know? Maybe yes, maybe no. I'm a mad scientist. I just tried it out. So anyway, I did end up getting a second line doing that. And that's the only reason that I'm not including this one. Get that P out of the way. I'm not including this one when I talk about this set of tests. So set it aside. So basically, let's say that we go to here, 8 DPO. I don't know how well it'll show because this white light will blare it out. You may be able to see it there. There is a very, very, very faint second line here on this one. My coordination is not together yet, people, so please forgive me. This is a shit video. But right there, you can kind of see there is a faint second line. And that's 8 DPO. All right, 9 DPO, and this urine here was also just like this. In the morning, my urine is ugly. It is super concentrated, and that is on purpose. I don't drink much at all before I go to bed because I want to be able to get a good, strong concentrated sample in the morning. Well, on 9 DPO, I did not have a super yellow. I mean, it was regular standard yellow urine, so you can see how stained that is compared to this one. On the 9 DPO, I can kind of see a second line, kind of if I squint, stand on one leg, hold my arm out at a right angle, kind of dumb shit, you know. It's there, but I didn't really buy it. You know, I just took it with a grain of salt that it's only 9 DPO. It's early. And to me, it's, you know, it's in the right place in a way, but it's just such a haze, it's hard to guess. So 10 DPO yesterday, that was the first time that I was like, wow, bam, you know, look at that. Let me turn off the gooseneck for a second. And it doesn't have any kind of specialty bulb like most YouTubers use. It is just your blaring ass, nasty spotlight from frickin' Walmart for like $3. Clamp kind of style light. And I got that just because I wanted to be able to have different lighting in case of things like this. But 10 DPO yesterday. I looked at this pretty little thing many times yesterday. Definitely there. Definitely in the right spot. And didn't do anything funky with it. That is just your standard test with your regular amount of drops of urine on there. It was a very strong amount of urine concentration like this. Sorry to keep showing you that nastiness, but I'm just trying to make a point. So those are the 3. Get that stupid shadow out of the way. So I don't know how close I can get without my phone acting real brand new. But that's where I'm at. So I'm getting ready to take another one now. But yeah, I'm hoping that that one comes. They say 11 DPO is the most common day to get a BFP. So we shall see today, boys and girls, because that's where I'm at. And I'll be back with the test. Total quick side note, I have moved over side for a second. I forget, I mentioned this in previous videos, but I wanted to say it again. These little desiccant packets that basically absorb moisture. Once when my phone got wet, of course you go to the almighty YouTube and look up how to get your phone dried and make it work properly again. And someone had mentioned keeping these little packets anytime you see them. Sometimes they come in certain foods like beef jerky to keep, you know, moisture out of it. Other many foods, but basically I noticed they come in almost every single dollar store OPK as well as the HBTs. And right here, these are the tablets where I've actually opened up the handles of like the First Response Early or the Clear Blue handles. They have these back in the handles, but basically somebody suggested keeping these and throwing them all into like a Ziploc bag or a jar. A glass jar was their better recommendation. So that way if your phone ever gets wet, it's best to put your phone in the jar with these overnight. And you can order them, I'm sure, on Amazon, you know, for food service, whatever. We use them in our packaging. So I'm sure you can buy like 1,000 packets for probably like $3 or something silly like that. But it's just a quick and easy, cheap way to keep it. So just a gen tip. Oh, focus. Okay. But no, really, all I can say is I see kind of a very shadow. I don't know. So, I mean, that's time, and I don't know what to say about that, honestly. At least I can see it's in, seems to be in the right place. Let's bring in the obnoxious light that's going to totally drown out what little shadow I see. Oh, God, my phone doesn't like that at all. At all. Don't know, people. I'm just going to say that yesterday's might have been just an evap deal, because the shadow I see is obviously nowhere near the darkness of this one. Bring it down, Jen. Act like you did this before. So, I don't know. It's in the same spot. I almost want to say, I'm going to wait until this is totally dry. Like bone dry, like the one up here. Sorry, my finger was off the camera. And that way I can properly assess how it dries. If it looks the same as 10 when it's totally bone dry, then I'm going to assume 10 was an evap. But that kind of sucks. Hate when you get your hopes up and then it's like, meh. So I'm going to end the video here, but I'm going to go ahead and put a picture after it's totally dry. So it's going to take many, many, many hours. But like and subscribe and hang out for the madness, because the witch is not due to fly in for another 2 days. So